This week, the sky is giving potent, powerful portal energy, baby. Yep, we are officially headed into a full moon and the heart of one of the biggest heart opening days of the year. That's right, I'm talking about Lionsgate 88. Give me that numerology, the day where the universe is not just sending signs, it's basically launching a pew, pew, pew confetti cannon of alignment for all of us. So get ready for some big upgrades, downloads. I'm going to get into all of that and more and what it means for you. But first, I'm your girl, your high vibe hype woman, your cosmic consultant, your messy but mystical guide on this wild ride of being a human. And welcome to your Monday Moon Day Cosmic RX Energy Report. Not only am I going to break down everything I just talked about and what it means for you and how you can work with the cosmos to live in alignment with your divine assignment and also with your highest and hottest self. But first, I have to give you a big, I'm going to try not to cry, or I am going to cry. It doesn't really matter. I got to say thank you. Thank you, 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 times a million, my baddie heart. You all absolutely crushed the launch of In the Cosmic Zone. I am not gonna lie, like my voice is hoarse right now. I feel like I've been crying tears of joy for however many days, 5 days in a row now. And this week has been like, it's been like a birthday meets a wedding meets birthday, my babies, like all in one. The love, the posts, the energy, the showing up, the sacred selfies and shelfies, the thirst traps with the book. You all are the realest community out there, and it means everything. Truly, the bad bitches with the good hearts. And I saw that we were like number one in audio books, like astrology or self-help audiobooks. We need a bit more like, ratings, reviews to figure out our tracking in the book realm. But like, I just like my phone has been like a glowing aura of love and support, and it means so much to me because like so many of you, I have my own like wounds obviously around showing up, around vulnerability, visibility. But I also decided years ago that if I was going to do this work, it'd be on my own terms, where I wouldn't filter myself, I wouldn't try to be anything but myself. I would talk about the things that matter to me, whether they are moon signs, past lives, or whether they are social justice issues, and bring it all together in this wonderful but sometimes messy soup of Madi Murphy and Cosmic RX. So I just am so grateful to you, and it just is such a testament to showing up and being your authentic self and attracting your authentic community, because you all, I mean, y'all like wined and dined me last week. I was receiving like gifts and flowers and beautiful love letters, and I was just like the romance of being a cosmic baddie is so real. And then just a quick reminder, if you buy the book, if you already have, or if you haven't yet, if you get it before 8/8, you get access to a very special live event where I'm going to talk about the behind the scenes of the journey, what living in the cosmic zone means, what you can attain there. And of course, I'm going to talk about a little deep dive into each of the 12 keys of each zodiac sign, and then how to apply them to your chart. I have a super interactive Q&A moment with some mini chart readings, or just a place to ask those questions that maybe even like Google or the chat GBT can't help you with, around how to interpret your chart. Because I want you living in your cosmic zone, baby. I can't have anything less than that. Also, if you post a selfie or a shelfie with the book before 8/8 and tag us, I'm going to be choosing someone to win a free one-on-one session with me. And please, if you haven't yet, drop a review. If you bought it on Amazon, you can leave a review there. You can only leave a review on Amazon if you purchase it through there. And if you didn't, you can leave a review on Barnes & Noble. Even if you bought it through like an independent bookseller, it just helps us. It helps the book reach more people. And I want this to be a book that like crosses over to many different areas of life, kind of breaks down boundaries. I wrote it with a very accessible, I hope, approach to astrology, to spirituality, grounded in the practical realm. So it helps me more than you know. I hope it helps other people more than you know. And my last Virgo announcement, if you were in the New York City area, I'm talking the tri-state, I'm talking Connecticut, New Jersey, Long Island, I'm talking even like the Philly metro area, or if you're just a baddie with a lot of like travel points and you want to like book some frequent flyer, fly to me, baby, and I will fly you to the moon. We're going to the Cosmic Zone in person with a high vibe happy hour book launch celebration. on 8/12 at Rocco's, this sick, super aesthetic, super chic sports bar right on Washington Square Park. Like one of my favorite areas of the city, places near and dear to my heart. And come get the magic. Like New York City always has its own magic. But us baddies, it's gonna be post 8/8, post the full moon, and we're gonna be vibing high. We're gonna have giveaways and raffles and activations and goodies and mystical mocktails, cosmic cocktails, edible glitter will be involved. And also, just one of my favorite things is hanging out in real life with other people who are like-minded, who speak the same language as you. These high vibe happy hours, we've been doing them for a long time. Like I think since 2018 was our first one. And people have found best friends, business partners, mates, just running mates, co-conspirators. There's something really magical about hanging out in real life, in person, with other people who are just vibing on the same frequency as you. So especially if you've been looking for more in-person community, come hang out, tell a friend, let's share the love. Okay, before we jump into the moon report, we're going to talk about planetary planning. It's a big week. I gotta say quickly, our astrology isn't real. If you're missing if our astrology isn't real segment, it is currently on YouTube. It drops on Fridays. I missed two. I think it was after Uranus and Gemini, 4th of July, 7/7 sent me into like a woo activation portal. But it's there. It drops on Fridays on YouTube. It will be coming back into like the podcast fold after the summer. But yeah, that is where we break down politics, pop culture, and the planets. Is living on YouTube all summer. Go drop comments on there. Have an interactive discussion. I love hearing like what you have to say in real time about what's going down. So yeah, go like, comment, subscribe, interact, and let's bring that astro chaos to that algorithm too. Let's just take over like cosmic baddies everywhere. Okay, so into your moon report, let's talk about your self-care do's and don'ts, how we can use the lunar weather, the moon, to make better sense of our emotional world so we can show up better in this crazy, chaotic outer world with more grounded ease and regulation. So Monday, the day this podcast comes out, August 4th to Tuesday, August 5th. We're talking Sag moon energy. This is your permission to daydream, to adventure, to say yes to what sparks your spirit. Let's not overbook our calendar. Let's leave space for spontaneous magic. Let's watch out this day for, we're still in the last tail end of Mercury retrograde. Let's just make sure that we're not talking out our ass, because sometimes Sag moon days, we say something we don't mean, or we spill someone else's secrets. So yeah, let's focus again on tee-hee, ha-ha, Sag moon days. Every Sag moon I know is like a natural comedian. So let's crack jokes, okay? Let's not at someone else's expense. But yeah, let's have fun. Let's be in that place of enthusiasm and buoyancy where the magic happens. August 6th to August 7th. Wednesday, Thursday, we're in Cap Moon energy. Time to get down to business. Let's channel that Leo main character energy into something that helps support it and bring it to life, into real life term with the receipts, into a project, a budget, or maybe just like a life boundary. So let's think about during this time, let's think about scheduling, let's think about structuring, let's think about optimizing, let's talk about systems, efficiency, and also hydration. Okay. The thing we're not going to do on a Cat Moon day is beat yourself up for not having it all together or not being where you want to at a certain moment in life. Like that stuff's made up, baby. Just Capricorn Moon, keep showing up as the version of you that you want to become. That's how you're going to get there. Okay. Friday, August 8th to Saturday, August 9th. Aquarius Moon energy. This is ideal for community connections, group hangs. We're going to have a full moon in here, brainstorming sessions, weird girl summer. We're going to get into ways to work with this full moon. But just remember, every Aquarius moon, let's not isolate. We might be feeling kind of like overwhelmed by the world, detached. Aquarius moon days can help us release a little bit of the emotional stickiness and then put that energy into finding your people, finding your cause, even if it's virtually, right? Feeling nervous, be of service, right? One of the notes from your higher self cards. August 10th, rounding out the week on a Sunday, we got a Pisces energy, a Pisces moon. We love a Pisces moon moment. We love, just dropping in, feeling our emotions, doing some spiritual self-care, setting some boundaries, taking a nice bath, doing journaling, pulling some cards, making a sacred ritual for you this Sunday to come back into yourself before the next week starts. Potent time for rest, reflection, and just some sacred self-healing, self-inquiry. We're just gonna look out for Pisces moon days for like disassociating, numbing ourselves through some sort of like, anything that just turns our emotions off. Too much scrolling, shopping, drinking, doing drugs. We're just not going to do that during this time. Okay, on to planetary planning. Let's talk about it. We got some plot twists this week. So the big headlines, we're going to be looking at the Aquarius full moon. We have 8/8 Lionsgate. That's less of an astrological day to me, more of a numerological. I can never say that, numerology day. I thought it was one of my favorite days of the year. But as we lead into that, right out the gate, we have Venus squaring Saturn. So Venus in Cancer is squaring Saturn in Aries. As we start off the week, we're just going to be feeling like this balance between wanting to be, in deep relation and caretaking with others, in a nurturing relationship with others, but also like making sure we have boundaries with ourselves, where that doesn't become leaky. The mothering energy doesn't become smothering, or whether like caring about someone doesn't become like an entanglement. So whether it's a partner, boss, BFF, if something feels off, just bring it to the table. If you're feeling a need to like reassess a boundary, just do that, right? Like, and also, let's extend grace with other people while simultaneously asking for what you need. Venus is also going to be squaring Neptune, right, in Aries. So again, like, this is why it's important to be clear, to say things, to not guess, to not try and like interpret other people's actions, and what they mean, and just be direct. So yeah, I just want you to, like, it might be a little confusing in the area of love and the we and the me in the early part of the week. So that's how we're kicking it off. And then Mars is going to enter Libra on August 6th. It'll stay there till September 22nd. So we've been in Mars and Virgo. We've been feeling that energy of getting shit done, editing, organizing. What's the other word I'm looking for? Optimizing, making things efficient. But Mars in Libra, is now here to help us bring balance into our life. This is a great time for, summer romance, partnership could level up. As we enter this, we could feel taking even more like action, having more fire, more ideas, more fresh air behind our creative selves, our artistic selves. So yeah, I would love to see you like getting out there, flirting with people, seducing the universe, savoring courtship, and same, like enjoying this process of romanticizing life while not rushing things, especially to put a label on things, whether that's romantic partnerships, business partnerships, collabs. And Mars and Libra, I just encourage us during that time to not be passive aggressive. You see, like the theme of the week in the beginning of the week is just being direct with our feelings, with our emotions, still with grace and compassion. We'll keep communications clear and kind, but direct, right? Clarity is kindness, clear is kind, unclear is unkind during that time. Okay, so now we have 8/8. So 8/8 Lionsgate. If you haven't heard my story before, go back and listen to it. But 8/8 Lionsgate is always a time of year where I have felt a charge, some kind of deep reckoning, a deep remembrance, a deep opening to come more into my heart space, whether that's healing my inner child, whether that's awakening my inner artist, whether that's standing up for myself, whether that's doing something that takes courage. We talk about the French word for heart is cœur. It's like it takes courage to live from the heart center, to take your heart out of the armor and behind all of the walls and barriers we built, and to lead with that heart first, okay? And 8/8, I love the numerology, the number 8, you turn it on its side, it's an infinity loop, and I find that whenever I'm seeing 8s in my life, it is my guides telling me, go deeper into the heart space, go deeper into trusting the heart energy, and to trust the flow of abundance that happens, like that infinity loop, when you pour your heart out into the world, what you receive back. We can't receive from a place of a closed heart. We can't receive truly on the deep level we're meant to. So opening your heart is not just good for you and for others, it also helps you receive more, right? Receive more into that heart space. And so I just encourage us all, like I was referencing before, I've talked about in the podcast, one of my biggest 8/8 moments that felt like a huge turning point, a crossroads in my mythical journey of being a human, was things that happened with my unicorn latte and Starbucks. And I wrote about it briefly in my book, In the Cosmic Zone, because it was a turning moment for me of realizing that like no one's going to stand up for my inner child. No one's going to stand up for my inner artist except for me. No one's going to learn how to flex the throat chakra on behalf of my heart chakra. No one can do that except for me. And when I do that, I can turn my magic all the way on. I can be way more in my power. I can stop when I stop hiding, when I stop dimming my light, when I stop ignoring my heart. I am coming back into my wholeness. I am coming back into my full power and potentiality. And that is huge. Okay. So I want us to think about during 8-8, the numerology is, we talked about 8. There is some historical spiritual energy around 8-8, Sirius, the sun. And there's a lot of stuff on the internet that is like weird and kooky, as you'd expect around that. But for me, I think it's a day of quantum leaping from the cosmic heart space. I think about it as a manifestation portal. I think about it as a day to cosmic slay from the heart. And then I do always like to look at the astrology of what's going on behind it, right? So this year, we know that the early days of Sun in Leo, we had opposite Pluto in Aquarius. So the first 2 days of Leo season, if it brought up for you a lot of deep emotions, power plays, shadow work, you're not alone. Now, as we go into 8-8, Mars in Libra is trining Uranus in Gemini. So this is a perfect energy for thinking about, who are my people? Let's assemble the dream team. Let's do some numinous networking. Let's launch like a divinely led group project. There's this feeling of like, who are your people? And 8-8, if you're looking for your people, it might be a great day to call them in. Or if you have them already, touch base with them, do something intentional. There's a lot of energy in the sky right now of like, we are not meant to do this alone. Leo is the me, the I, with the heart center, leading authentically from that place, leading with that radiant, regal self-love. But we just are going to be leading into a full moon where it's also like the we is what helps bring it further, go harder, and do it in a way that's going to impact more people in a more sustainable, long-lasting way. So it's just interesting to me that the astrology of this year's 8-8 has this Mars in Libra. It's all about collaboration, co-creation. In my book, I talk about Libra is like, together we can create harmony. And then we also have it trining Uranus and Gemini is the sign of powerfully partnering. It's the dynamic duo, right? It's a cosmic collaborator and connector. And in the Gemini chapter of my book, I talk about like, but why? And Gemini energy helps us challenge status quos, challenge the way we talk about things, the way we relate to things, the way we think things have always had to be done. So we can turn it on its head and do it in a better way, in the way the moment demands. So we're not going to wait for anything to be perfect right now. We're not going to be waiting to be like overly prepared, overly organized, have all our ducks in a row. That usually doesn't like totally exist. Instead, I invite you to sync up with a person or your people who are in alignment with you and see what magic wants to happen and start before you're ready. Do something on 8-8 that is helping you take a step towards something you've been dreaming about, or conversely, standing up for yourself or speaking out on something that really matters to you. Okay. We're also going to have a Mars Saturn opposition these days. So I want you to trust any blocks as blessings, right? The speed bumps are the blessings. Pull over, reroute, gather feedback. And I just want you to trust like the slow and steady wins the race, and also can help save us from unnecessary meltdowns. And I'm going to give you in a minute a few ways to additionally work with 8-8 and the full moon in Aquarius. But I just want to lead that into the full moon in Aquarius. We see these are big days like 8-8 through 8-10. This full moon in Aquarius is a big one. It's the only Aquarius full moon of the year. It's working with Pluto, and it's reminding you that your power, like I said, is amplified in community, teamwork, activism, collective goals are super relevant right now. It's the me, it's the we, because remember, like blending in, doing things as part of a group, collaborating and thinking outside of yourself, thinking bigger, it doesn't mean dimming your sparkle. In fact, the actually more radically, authentically you could be, being weirdly radically you, is going to help you find your people. So it's time to share your resources, stand for a cause, and celebrate the people who lift you up. Think outside of yourself while also being unapologetically yourself. Okay. So, and this full moon might feel really intense. There's that Mars Neptune opposition happening. We might feel like, are we getting a little burnt out somewhere? Can we rest? Can we ask for help? Can we let generosity flow through us and to us? Can we schedule a little do not disturb time? It's gonna feel like a lot. The full moon in Aquarius is always a big one for me, because it's like you as the artist and creator, and then you as the collaborator, the innovator, the rebel, like, and how are we combining all that energy? And this is a time in history where we're being really asked to be in the Leo heart center while being in the Aquarian visionary energy, but to not go too far into one direction, because the shadow of that, right? The shadow of the Leo heart center can be like, me. All I care about is me. All I care about is power. All I care about is like, if I'm okay, that's fine. Not realizing and remembering that we're all interconnected. We are all, when one of us is hurting, all of us are hurting. And then the Aquarius shadow can become overly detached from the heart center, can become too analytical. Or right now we're seeing the shadow of Aquarius can be very much related to an over reliance on technology, a disconnection from people and the human experience. And a lot of these signs, or not both of these signs, a lot of the shadow can be boiled down to also like power and control being used in unhealthy ways. So we're going to be aware of all of that under this full moon. So I want to give you now 3 of my cosmic prescriptions to work with Lionsgate 88, and 3 cosmic prescriptions to work with the full moon. And you can mix and match. You could pick one from each. You could do them all. You could do just one of them. But I just want to get your imagination going with some practical ways to get into the cosmic zone with this very potent astrological and spiritual weather happening this week. So first and foremost, with the Lionsgate, I want you to set your cosmic intentions, like set them loudly. Lionsgate Leo season, it's not the time for quiet. It's not the time for quiet quitting. It's not the time for moving in silence. It's about bold declarations. Write down, speak out loud one thing you're done settling for. And I would like you to share that with someone. I want you to speak out loud on that. And then one goal that maybe is like audacious. It is bold. It is like over the top goal that you're ready to call in. And I would love for you to even do this in a way that feels Leo, do it, make a video about it, put it on TikTok, do it in front of the mirror while giving yourself like a sexy, sensual strip tease, or go do it out bathing under the sun for just maximum Leo sun power, solar power, right? Solar charge, these big ass cosmic intentions. Okay. Number 2, you know what I'm going to say right now. You know what I'm going to say. I want you to create a sacred thirst trap ritual. Okay. We're putting the self love into selfie. Lionsgate is about being seen. 88 is about being visible. It's about not hiding. Like, I know sometimes it can feel scary to be seen, which I'm not discrediting, but it is an act of self-love to let yourself be seen, to say, hey, I have a light in me that wants to be witnessed, and other people want to celebrate that. Let other people celebrate you. So I would love for you to take a sacred selfie, capture yourself in an energy where you feel full, radiant, the main character energy coming from the heart place. And I would love for you to share it and not thinking about likes. I think you can even turn off likes nowadays on Instagram. I love that. Or if you want to share it on a Substack, in a group chat, if you want to print it on a not post it on a Polaroid and put it in your house somewhere. Like, I want you to post this as a way of saying, I am perfect and divinely designed in this moment, right as I am. There is a light in me that is here to add something to the world. And I am beautiful. I am so beautiful as I am, right? And if you want to throw in a copy of In the Cosmic Zone and tag us in that, don't forget, like, leading up to 8/8, you can be entered to win a reading with me. But, I do want you to think about this sacred thirst trap. If you are like me, it might be hard for you to let yourself be seen sometimes. It has been a challenge for me to show up online, to show up on social media, whatever it was, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and it still is. And like, even doing this video right now, like, this is something that I have to always give myself a little pep talk, a little hype up. Like, it doesn't come easily to me, but when I do it, I feel really activated. I feel alive. I feel a sense of clarity, a sense of confidence, and it has allowed me to embody a part of me that I always knew. I always knew I had a purpose in the world, but it just didn't fit into certain cookie cutter templates I saw. So it's allowed me to acknowledge and embody that purpose. And it's also allowed me to find all of you and not just be doing this alone and in, a silo, doing it solo. Okay. So that leads me into The next Cosmic RX for 88 Lionsgate is connect in with that soul squad, okay? Manifestation is amplified in community. I would love for you to, ask your group chat, like, what are we calling in this 88? Text your ride or dies, join a live event, host a mini intention setting circle. We've always done 88 events, whether it was like heart healing, whether it was a manifestation circle. We're doing our iLab happy hour. It goes a long way to share your visions with your heart-centered, heart-aligned people and ask for support. And again, be witnessed and witness other people in that pure place. It goes a long way. Leo magic is about the heart space, but the heart wants to be seen and heard. And that can really only happen with other people. Leo is here as a sign that shows us like we deserve to be witnessed as part of our birthright. And we don't have to go it alone, especially again with the Uranus and Gemini, Mars and Libra energy behind this 8-8. And as we go into the Cosmic RX for the Aquarius full moon, there is a crossover, okay? And I'm going to talk about some things here. I'm going to give you 3 cosmic prescriptions, but I want you to think about with this energy, there is a feeling of like, this is a 8-8. This is an Aquarius full moon, to be bold, to stand up for something, to speak out on something that is important, even if it's scary. And that might be something like what you see happening in the world. I'm just saying, I don't like this. I don't like, a lot of you have been reaching out to me, the ICE raids. This is not, how our country, this is not, maybe it is sometimes, again, how our country is, but it's not how we want our country to be. What is happening, in Gaza, it's like in Palestine, this is not how we want to feel as our shared human experience. And I know it can feel tricky and sticky to speak up, to speak out, but this is the time. And I promise you, it's better to show up a little bit unclear, a little bit messy, than to hold that all in, to suppress it. And likewise, a lot of you have reached out that you feel something leading up where you're going into your own, maybe a toe-to-toe moment, your own David and Goliath moment, where you're being asked to say something's not right here. I'm either being taken advantage of, or something, a bigger system or company or corporation or group is trying to kind of steamroll either me or my community. And it's easy to, with both of these instances, to say, what does my voice matter? It's so small. What can one person do? They have everything, the resources, the money, the backing. That's what they want you to think. That's what they want. That's what they want you to do. And we are in a shifting, right? Pluto and Aquarius, power to the people. There are more of us than they are of them, whoever that may be in the scenario. And one of the biggest ways they stay in power is having everyone think that they are powerless, to stay hopeless, to stay overwhelmed, under-inspired. And that is why, again, in the cosmic zone, I really want to this be a guide for joyful reimagining, to come back into your life force, to come back into remembering that, of course, one person makes a difference. All the changes that happened in history came from multiple individual people saying, I can make a difference, and gathering together, right? It's that Leo sun, that heart energy mixed with the power of numbers, power to the people, we the people, okay? So, cosmic prescriptions for this Aquarius full moon. First thing, radical self-acceptance, radical self-expression. I want you to let that freak flag fly. Weirdness is not just okay right now, it's kind of required. Under this full moon, the medicine is in letting your quirks, your passions, your unique gifts, the parts of you that you feel like are different or have been made to feel like othered, let those shine. Bring those center stage Leo style. And if you don't know what they are, journal about the ways that you've been hiding your true self. Even if you just do a prompt like, this one part of me feels weird, or I am ready to let this weirdness become my wildness, right? This thing to bring this out. And I want you to do one thing this week under this full moon energy that feels like extra, that feels like the too much, that feels like a little messy, a little divergent, a little different. Let's embrace that, because then that is how, if everyone raises their unique freak flag, it is much easier for us to find our people. It's an antenna to find our like-minded weirdos. And then we get to realize the things that make us weird aren't bad. Quite the opposite. They're our truth. And when we can find other people in that truth, we feel more emboldened to own ourselves. I just had some amazing talks this week. I've been getting to go on lots of different podcasts. And again, I do this work. I talk about this all day. I've done a lot of healing and empowerment and community work around owning all parts of me. But even some of these podcasts I've been on, to hear people who I admire who have gone through similar experiences or see the world in a certain way, or, have certain gifts or aptitudes or things that make them different, and be like, oh yeah, I have that too. And that's so cool that someone I admire, also does that. It's so freeing. It's so liberating. And that's what Aquarius is about. Okay. So likewise, into that Cosmic RX, your cosmic prescription number 2 is, community over competition. So I want you to raise that freak flag. I want you to put that antenna out to find your people. And then I want you to think about Aquarius is about connection, not clout. Like, can we reach out to your community, whether it's online, IRL, or cosmic, cosmic community, like our Luniverse, our cosmic premium community? Is it, can you volunteer? Can you donate? Can you simply hype up someone else's work in your own field? Because one thing that we're dismantling, and one thing that I really want us to decolonize our mindset from, is that we can't hype up other people in our industry because that takes away something from us. Quite the opposite. There is more than enough to go around. And when we hype up someone else's work, we're just amplifying the need for that work and other brilliant people in our space. Okay. So full moons are for illumination. So let's light up those connections and let's let them lead the way to something great. And then number 3, cosmic prescription. I would love for us to activate our inner activist artist, right? Our inner creative revolutionary. This is a moon for the rebels, for the revolutionaries. This is a moon for also the creative, the heart-centered, the visionaries, the change makers, the ones who are doing the joyful reimagining. So I would love for you to pick a cause that matters to you, big or small, and take some kind of inspired creative action. Now, of course, this could be something private, like signing a petition, giving a donation, but it could be also channeling everything you're feeling right now into some kind of art, poetry, a beautiful painting, an illustration, or just raising awareness, getting on, putting that face to camera and telling people, hey, this is just something that I'm seeing out in the world, and I think that we all should know about it, right? And when you are using your voice for the collective, magic multiplies, okay? And again, we feel less alone. I have only been able to speak up and speak out for things that are important to me because I have watched other people that I deeply respect and admire do it. And I say, okay, they're doing it, I can do it too. They're doing it, that can expand something within me, empower, embolden, encourage, put courage, put core, put my heart back into my heart. Okay. So just know that you're also doing that for someone else. It doesn't have to be done perfectly. It could be messy. So that is basically your cosmic weather for the week. I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you who has gotten your copy, or some of you have gotten 10 copies for your friends, your besties, your coworkers, your family members. And just as a reminder, post that sacred thirst trap, include us in it, selfie, shelfie, tag us, leave a review if you're vibing with the book, if you're getting something out of it. You are the reason this book exists. And thank you for letting me share my authentic truth through the heart space. Thank you for letting me raise and wave my own freak flag. And finding all of you is validation of why I'm so passionate about this work, why I'm here preaching the planetary prescriptions for the week, because you all have showed me that following the astrology, following my truth, following my chart, my heart has led me here to finding all of you, and where we can be hey, this revolution can be joyful. This revolution can be also hot. This revolution can be something that we are all ready for, to meet the moment for. So let's stay weird. Let's stay wild. Let's stay in your magic, in your cosmic zone, baby. I will see all of you New York City area baddies at the event 8/12. Love you, mean it. And remember, the universe is on your side. The universe wants you to win. And I am wrapping you in amazing 8/8 Aquarius full moon blessings for hot, juicy, fulfilling, earth shattering, earth quaking, mind opening sex, and big fat, lots of zeros behind them. Abundance multiplieth coming through, cup overfloweth, checks. Until next time, love you, mean it.